Hey everybody, Casey here. Just wanted to let you know that we do more than just this podcast, so why don't you head on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Groupcast Nation. Also, you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Groupcast Nation. Also, if these three things are too convenient for you, you can also email us at groupcastnation@gmail.com. There you can give us any of your questions or comments, or if you want us to do an ad read of some sort of business or project you may be working on, you can also put that in there too. And don't worry, we'll put the links to these and more down in the links. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up, step right up. Beyond the threshold of this theme song lies the greatest show you've ever heard. A podcast where the topic is everything our fine specimens can think of. That's right, sit on down and have yourselves a listen to Groupcast. At center stage is Casey, creator of the show and part-time llama enthusiast. Mother's milk in a cup, it's a podcast. On a soapbox, somewhere in the hedge maze, is Lennon, the comedian with the hard made of video games.
I feel like Jehovah's Witnesses have seen some shit.
Getting a donut in the break room is Rolls, a man who can lift 2 beer cans at once and not spill them. Sometimes.
I think the issue here is people are mistaking volume for enthusiasm.
And the Wall as the Wall.
What is intro night?
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. The dog was like, "What?
The bitch has been synced.
What happened?
Flashbacks from Nam.
What happened?"
Flashbacks from trucks.
Yeah, I think this dog here has
that
some
dog.
form of PTSD.
That goofy motherfucker.
He's
right
scared
there.
of everything.
Well, he looks like he's scared of
Except,
everything.
oddly enough, fireworks. Fireworks don't do shit to
He's
him.
okay with those.
Yeah.
I saw this cartoon, and Rolls was telling me he saw this cartoon also of like it was what's the guy oatmeal something?
The oatmeal.
I'm
The
not sure.
oatmeal, is that what it is?
The oatmeal's great.
It is great,
Yeah.
but it was his dog. Like, what's wrong? Like his dog's under the couch. Like, oh, what's wrong, Rusty? He's like, get down, you fool! It's the end of times.
Yeah.
I saved you a spot, but get under here right now.
I actually have an entire book of his comics.
Oh, that's cool.
It's called 5 Very Good Reasons to Punch a Dolphin in the Mouth.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this book is for sale link.
It's wondrous.
Is it?
It is a beautiful, beautiful book of things.
I imagine that it expounds upon more things.
At one point, he compares something to a dump truck full of stinky penises.
Nice.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Sounds like a
really.
Keith Paradise move.
Yeah.
Or a
This
Wes
is
Williams.
By the way, speaking of Keith Paradise, there's an actor on TV that looks exactly like Keith Paradise.
You showed me that picture, and I agree with you.
His name is...
It's like if Keith Paradise was a private eye.
Yeah, he was portraying Al Capone in that because it was on Drunk History.
Oh, is that what it was?
This guy, his name is Joe DiTruglio, I think is how you pronounce it.
Is he
Yeah,
like a comedian?
I know him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a comedian.
He makes a regular appearance on Drunk History.
Let's see, I'll fire up that picture so I can show Rolls beside me here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You can put it in the links.
It's like spot on. Yeah, I'll put it in the links.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I've seen him in a couple movies.
Yeah, he was in Superbad apparently.
He was in
I don't
Artie
remember what
Lang's
else.
Beer League.
There it is. There it is.
It looks exactly like him.
It's actually frightening.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to Keith right now. I'm going to do that.
See what he says.
Yeah. I can figure out how to do this. Have you noticed that like Facebook changed Messenger just like a little bit?
Did they?
It's just a couple like aesthetic things, so it's like not a huge deal.
Well, I mean, Facebook and YouTube too are both guilty of like consistently changing everything that people are like, yeah, this is fine, and then they change it and they're
We
like,
can make it better. Well, there's
we
one
have the
really-
technology.
There's one really, really strange thing that came up the other day. I was going to send something to you, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And it popped up, and it's like, hey, did you know that you can now send money across Messenger? It's like,
I saw that.
what?
I saw that.
Who thought that was a good idea? It's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
didn't know what it was. I just saw there was an icon with a $sign, and I was like, what purpose does that serve?
exactly. Are they trying to make
Is
the
it like
Messenger like a GoFundMe now?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't surprise me if that's something that you see, like just like one of your dipshit friends sends like a group message out like, hey, I could use $30 for whatever reason.
Anybody want to donate
Anybody
$30
up
to my
for that?
cause of
Yeah.
alcoholism?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going for
Rolls,
a good...
come on.
Facebook
Knock it
is-
off.
Facebook is now becoming like a pay-to-play sex chat.
Everything's
That's what I'm
becoming pay to
calling
play. Except for some games which are now pay to win.
Yeah.
People always say that about that Marvel game that I play, but I strongly disagree.
Yeah, you can still... That game is still playable without any actual purchases.
Yeah, I have almost everything in that game, and I've never spent a cent.
Well, you've also spent hours and hours and hours.
Well, that's
on
the
it.
trade-off, you see. That's
Yeah.
how it works. You know, I every once in a while I'll read comments on something that the page posts.
Oh, yeah.
Where it will show off, like, hey, this is our next coming character, get the fuck ready. But then most of the comments are just, this game sucks. I'm not handed everything. And, you know,
Yeah.
because that's essentially
Is
what
is that honestly the mentality now?
in my
Of a
opinion,
lot
I
of
think it
people,
is.
yeah.
So many people think the PvP in that game is
Actually,
like,
you know what?
impossible.
Let's
It's-
ask...
No.
Let's...
Well, I'll say it's sort of impossible.
It's an uphill
like
challenge.
I have almost everything in that game. I still don't rank the highest rank possible in PvP, which is a shame because I would like to. Except once I did it once.
Do you think the people who pay to play that sort of thing, are they higher in rank?
I bet they used to be. I think they're not anymore because a lot of the stuff, they just you can get it. You know, you don't have to spend the stuff
I'll
on it
put
anymore.
in like $20 into it a year, maybe,
Yeah,
and that's just to get
I know you do it to complete
to
some of the
complete.
missions.
There are some missions like the one that just came out, unlock Ultimate Spider-Man. I said okay, but there are some like you need to deploy certain heroes that I don't have,
Yeah.
and it's cheaper to just skip it than it would be to save up the command points
to
for
buy those heroes that you
because
don't
that
have. Yeah.
hero's not going to be featured in that setup again for a year.
yeah,
at least,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to get more, and
right.
I'm starting to get a little bit. But here's the thing: even those people who complain, if you just come back every day,
Yeah.
after 5 days in a row, you get one free seat. That cuts it, makes it so much easier to do this.
Yeah. I just remember there was one comment that I saw once that said, like, I play this game, you know, like every 3 days, and I'm just getting nowhere. And it's like, well,
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's because you probably play about 10 minutes once every 3 days.
Also, it's one of those games where you can't break the chain. Like, the more you play
Yeah.
if you play so many days in a row, you get better
You get
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. And that's very good stuff to get.
Yeah, I'm just, like, at the cusp of, like, this game is interesting, but I'm not going to play it all the time.
Right, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'll just go through bouts of playing it.
Yeah. Like, after we solved the Avengers,
Yeah,
I
I'm like-
noticed that your level jumped up, like, 4. I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
okay.
I was hit with, like, a thing of inspiration.
Yeah. I found
What?
the game after the first Avengers movie. And I'm like, I might get into this. And I played it for like a day or two. And this is okay. This is not a bad game. But then there was some point somewhere where I hit, like, I fucking love this game. I don't remember what that point was.
I'm thinking what character you might have. Maybe after you got like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was my very first purchase. Like, I made it a point.
Gambit.
I was playing a long time. I was into that game a long time before he even came out. But I saved up a long time before I bought any of the characters, just because, like, I know that some of these characters are, like, way better than the others.
Yeah.
So if I save up to get one of these awesome characters, I'll be good, like, right off the bat. And that's what I did. And that's exactly what fucking
That's kind
happened.
of true. That's kind of true now, though, too. For everyone complaining, it's impossible to get into it.
Yeah.
Save up a little bit and get what's like we were just talking about him today because there's
Yeah.
a new release of a super powerful outfit for him.
Yeah.
War Machine to purchase him right off the bat. I think it's 48.
48.
You can learn
Quicksilver's
a
48, too. Quicksilver is the best character in that game,
$48?
period.
Yeah,
No, it's the command points
yeah.
that you
okay.
you
And
spend to buy characters.
you earn a lot of them early on,
Absolutely.
and you know, I mean, they really want to help you build a team.
Are those the purple ones or the blue ones?
Blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The ones that you use to buy other characters.
People who don't play this game have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's a real-time strategy with Marvel.
It
heroes.
actually
It's a
is,
fantastic game.
It is a
That's great.
legitimately fun game.
yeah, it's made very, very well.
Yeah, for
Despite the
being a
fact that
Facebook
every time
game.
that they update
Stupid
something,
play
like
dumb.
3 or 4 things go wrong.
Stupid play dumb.
Yeah.
Attention agent, refresh your browser.
See, I have bad
Your what?
Your browser.
I'm biased against Facebook games, though.
Of course, yeah.
Because
I don't consider this a Facebook
a
game.
vast majority of them
Actually,
suck.
sheep wandered onto your farm. Ban Farmville.
I'm very much...
Well, so much for that sheep. She's not
I'm
getting
so
that thing back.
stingy with my Facebook friends. This is terrible. This is
You
like
are, yeah.
a total new age sort of like person generation
Right.
sort of thing to say. I'm so stingy with my Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Somebody consistently, like every week or so, is like, "This person invites you to play Candy Crush Saga." I'm like,
Block.
"Yeah,
You
you're
block
gonna...
those people right away.
No,
You
no,
don't deal
they
with
don't even get blocked. They get unfriended.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, no, fuck
That's
those people.
brutal.
That's,
Fuck
you know,
those
I
people.
was going to say
There's a reason why I have like 70 friends while everybody else has like several hundred.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
I don't
even-
deal with that.
even worse. This was
unfollow so many people.
back when I went to Gettysburg Hack, and I was friending people on Facebook as a way to keep in touch, like communicate for projects and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was one girl that added, and this is, keep in mind, this is back in 2011.
Uh-huh.
I had 1,000 friends then. I had like 202. I mean, now I have like 472.
They're like fucking trading cards.
Yeah.
You
Facebook
know,
friends.
What you
are
do?
like-
that's
I
not
had a
too
shitload
far
of
off.
comedians
Yeah.
and performers, and that's about it.
Exactly, yeah.
See, the thing with me is, if I don't regularly talk to somebody, they're not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Because, see what I did, and this was kind of like a strategic move on my part. Like, I joined Facebook in, like, I don't know, 2008 or something like that,
Okay.
2009.
Yeah.
And so, instantly, and I was kind of late to the party when,
Mm-hmm.
like, everybody was getting an account. And so, like, everybody, all of a sudden, it was just a swath of, like, friend requests from all of the popular
Yes.
kids in my school.
Yes.
Popular in quotes, because, like, everybody knew everybody. One
Yeah.
of those kind of
Uh-huh.
situations.
Yeah, I had
So I got
something.
I got a friend request from everybody in my grade, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Click,
Yeah.
like. I graduate, and
then
they
you
are
started
all
filtering.
gone.
Yeah, and then you start
Yeah.
to filter. I joined Facebook in like 2010, I think.
Yeah,
Because I was very against it for the longest time, being like, this is stupid.
it
I
still
have-
is kind of
I have-
stupid.
It is, but it's ingrained into society now.
It
but
is,
I
yeah.
thought, this is stupid. There's no point for me to do this. I don't want to talk to most of these people. And then I started doing comedy, and that's when I realized I have to have one of these things.
Yeah, you got to know people to get
Yes.
into comedy.
Yeah, this is how I'm going to get shows. This is how I'm going to connect with people. It's how I'm going to know what's
And
going
you
on.
said, sort of shifting gears
Yeah.
a little bit. You said that last week you had a lot of shows going on in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
How is that whole prospect going?
Oh, it's great. I don't know what I said last week that I can say this week, other
Okay.
than I'm still going to Philadelphia 3 times this month.
Which is pretty slick.
And I signed up for another fighting game tournament in
Nice.
York on the 18th.
Yep.
It's going to be very interesting. And I have a show in Philly that night, so it's like a halfway point
So-
almost.
I want to bring this up since we now are talking about Philadelphia.
Okay.
This Gaming for Honor thing, which I am going to put in the links again because I really want to spread the word about
Yes.
it. Now,
Rolls, you said you're going to that, right?
Yeah, I have all. I just actually was confirmed
Which is
last week. I
fantastic.
have the day
There
off
you go.
after.
now I was
so I'll be
thinking,
there.
I don't want to confirm that I'm going, but I might be going.
I might be at RTX Australia. We don't know yet.
I'm excited for AGDQ. I'm going to go to that. I
Are
didn't
you?
mention it.
Do you know where it is yet?
Nope, that doesn't
Okay.
matter. I'm
We
still
missed
gonna
out.
go.
We missed out.
Alaska.
We did miss out on
It's
too many
usually
games
on
this
the
year,
east.
though.
It's
I didn't get the date
Too
for
many
it, though.
games.
Yeah, Lemaire and Jabri went.
there are
Yeah.
rumors that it's going to be in Tennessee.
All right. That's not horrible.
That's not horrible.
It
no.
could be worse.
But anyway, Philadelphia. So
Where's AGDQ this year? The Mediterranean Sea.
it's on
we gotta get on one of those.
the
Carnival
island of
cruise
Corsica.
Yeah. What was that?
The island of Corsica.
There you go. Yeah.
So we're going to this Gaming for Honor thing. I want to pitch this idea to you guys on the podcast.
All right.
So my cousin.
Podcast there.
Yes.
I guess right.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did this right.
I totally stole your thunder.
So
I'm a thunder stealer.
my cousin lives in
How the
in
Thundercats
Philadelphia.
just became cats.
Give me back my Mjolnir.
My cousin lives in Philadelphia with her fiance, and
Okay.
he is. I've mentioned this guy before.
Oh,
He's-
the Bernie guy?
Yeah.
Damn it! I'm stealing your thunder again. You're starting stories and I'm finishing them
He's
for you.
like Dave if Dave talked more. the conversations you get in with this man are the most engaging and intelligent conversations.
Okay.
And I think if like the three of us went to their house, because they said like if you guys need a place to crash, we can do that.
Cool.
So I think we should have a podcast at some point there.
I'm all for
While
it.
we're there, I think we should do that. I think it would be a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
So cool.
I'm up for it.
Look forward to that.
To continue discussion on things that we want to have, people that we want to have on our podcast. When's Ryan coming on? Wasn't he supposed to, weren't we talking about him having?
He just got a car.
Like a month? Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have a car at the time that I told you that.
I know that was a thing.
Yes.
Where, like, this group that we're a part of on Facebook,
Yeah.
a lot of the posts were all, like, in before Ryan. If I had a car,
Yeah.
I'd be there.
If I had
And it was
a
always
car.
like, it was like Comic Sans font and like a picture of like a shitty car.
But he has a car now, so
If
all we have
okay,
to do
then
he
is...
had a car.
Also, next week we're gonna have...
Thanks, Dorothy.
Next week we're gonna have Brendan on the show.
Oh, speaking of Dorothy, I don't know if I told you this, but Dorothy is a person that we talked about a long time ago. This is the person whose face looked like she was run over by
Right.
a truck, and
Yeah.
then she was inflated.
I can't remember.
Like to twice the
I can't
normal
remember
size.
what episode that was. If it was,
Oh,
if
you
I
gotta
did
find
know,
it because I want you to animate that so
Yeah.
badly. Because I talked about like she wanted to date me so badly.
Yes.
Like at one point, she just randomly held my hand, and I'm like, "All right, whatever." And then I looked over at her, and she's like, "Kiss me," and I go, "No." Just like a straight face, just no,
That's
no.
really creepy.
Yeah, I blocked her a long time ago, mostly because she was she did like absolutely everything on Facebook that I hate. Like she pokes you.
Yeah.
She would start Facebook conversations with you without having any direction. Like it's just, I'm just gonna talk to this person now. No.
I've actually turned off chat for a few of those people.
So did I, and then one day
I
she
turn
found
them back on
out, like, I've been trying
occasionally.
to have you caught any of my messages, and I'm like, no, I don't know why. And it's like, oh, chat turned off. That's really fucking weird. I don't know how that happened. And her response, I did this like 3 times, and her response was always, yeah, that's kind of strange. I don't know why it does that. And it's like, okay, whatever.
I hate that.
She apparently started a new account, and she sent me another friend request, and I'm like, I decided, I clicked on her picture, so it went to her page,
Yeah.
and like the only thing on there was like, Dorothy, whatever the fuck her name is, got engaged to this guy, and it's like the skeeviest looking motherfucker. And I'm like,
It's not
okay, so
JRK guy.
it's not JRK. They broke up. Oh my god. Did I ever say on the podcast why they broke up?
I don't think you did.
Oh, this is the best excuse I've fucking ever heard
retell
ever.
this?
Smiling
Can we
contently
retell
because
this
I know
story?
what's going to
Rose knows
happen.
the answer.
Can we
She's got
retell
the
this
biggest
story
smile
just
on
so
his
I can
face.
like have a base to animate?
Okay,
Again?
Sure.
yes.
Okay.
Dorothy
Scene.
is a moron. She's one of these people who you know is going to go nowhere and be in poverty for her entire life.
Yeah, I know people like that.
Yeah, because she makes nothing but horrible decision after horrible decision.
It really is amazing.
Yes.
Like how many bad choices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like it's kind of, you wouldn't think the deck would be that full of bad choices, but
That's all.
apparently it
That's
is.
all she's drawing. It's just bad choice. She's mana flooded. She's just and okay. So, there. It's a story about a lady. Her name is
lovely
Dorothy.
lady?
Yes. And then there's a story about this fella who is the worst
Kids
rapper I've
and-
ever
yeah.
heard.
Yes.
He
We've mentioned him before.
He goes by the name Chaos.
Oh, I thought he was
And I-
Hillbilly McFuckknuckle.
Yes, that's what I did call him that one time. Was Hillbilly McFuckknuckle.
That's my favorite.
Accurate, right? It's accurate. Yes. He's a moron, so
Better
they're
with
perfect
imagery.
for each other. He's a rapper, quote unquote, a rapper. And I know that we've done an animation about this, so just put the animation in the links.
I will.
I want you guys listening to stop this podcast and watch this video because it's all about him and his stupid rapping and how retarded he is.
He plays his music off his phone.
Yeah. So Dorothy.
Can you turn my bass up? Turn my bass up, man. Turn my bass up. Like, your bass is turned up. Fucking go.
He was the worst. I've blocked out most of my encounters with him.
No, I got it twisted. Didn't they say, turn my mic down and turn my music up?
It's like,
That
no!
is the absolute opposite of what we should do. As a matter of fact.
he did say that quite regularly. And then, like, after he was done, he would come over to me like, you should have turned, like, my mic down more and my music up louder. We could barely hear you as it is, which is actually the volume that we like.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, these two people were dating in, like, the most unstable relationship known to man.
It really, it really was.
And then...
It was like plutonium.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to decay into madness.
Yes.
It's like if you're around it, you want to run away because there's a meltdown.
It's like any element past 200. Sure, it's existed before, but it's just going to break itself down,
Yeah,
and it
only
doesn't
existed
physically
for, like,
exist.
microseconds.
Exactly. Yes.
In
So
labs where those things just should not go together.
So one day, they were arguing quite loudly before one of the open mics where they would meet up.
Okay.
And then they broke up from that point on. The reason that Chaos broke up with her, you gotta say it like that, is because
Everybody take a deep breath now. Here it comes.
Drum roll, please.
his excuse was that, listen, I really love you, but Chaos, my alternate personality, doesn't. and I can't reconcile this between me and my other person and my stage personality.
I need to sit back to think about what you just said.
Isn't that the funniest fucking thing? Like, it's pathetic. It's like the lowest blow that you can offer. When I heard this, it blew my mind. And of course, being the queen of bad decisions, her response was, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Can you tell Chaos to go fuck himself?
Can you channel him right now?
Yeah, I'll go.
If I play shitty rap music, does he arise from your personality?
I now remember all the bullshit that accompanied you were running the mic at that time.
Yes.
I was always there helping out. And I remember all the shitty stuff that started happening when they started showing up.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they brought their whole fucking trailer community with them.
They did. Yeah.
There'd be what time they show up? Like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
If not earlier.
And the thing started at like 8:30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit outside with our kids and sit and bask in the sun, I guess.
Yeah. Thank God for Jess, who's like, you should tell them that they can't be here. It's like, well, technically they can be here because
anybody can be there.
It's open. Yeah. And then she went and said, "Listen, you guys can't be here. This starts at 8:30. If you're here before 8, I'm going to tell you to leave." I'm like, holy shit! Jess is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have her on the podcast. She used to do podcasts for a while.
Doesn't she edit audiobooks now?
Yeah, well, she used to. She's getting back into it. She's working to start up a new company
cool.
all over again. Yeah, she did like Obama's audiobook. She did the Halo audiobooks.
Cool.
Yeah,
there was a while there where I wanted to record my own audiobooks because
you
I feel like
can't do it.
Well, here's the thing.
You legitimately can't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Because I looked on, there's this website where, basically it's the compendium of all audiobooks, where it's there's a frequently asked questions page, and it's like, I want to be a narrator for a book.
Yes.
How do I go about doing that?
And the answer is, you don't.
Yeah, that's essentially what they said. It said something like, you think you have a really great voice and you'd be good at being a narrator? No. If you actually wanted to be a narrator, you have to be on that shit in the 80s. It's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Oh, I'm going to do it.
Are you Hezra Mirren? Then fuck off.
They told me I couldn't, so I decided to do it.
They told me I could be anything, so I didn't become a narrator.
Well,
Two houses in Verona. I just start doing Shakespeare in a loud, demanding voice.
That would be amazing.
Angry Shakespeare would be something.
Ooh, I like the sound of that, actually.
So it's beer to not be. That is the question! Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer. I don't know anything else.
You scared your skittish dog again.
Well, what a surprise.
That skittish dog.
So Romeo, where the fuck are you, Romeo?
I wish I could.
I love you, but my alternate personality doth not.
We had to memorize the opening of that shit in fucking high school, I remember.
Ha
Goddamn advanced English class.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
What?
It's like, yeah, that's what that is.
Like that move where you're like, eh. Isn't that like an Italian thing?
That is like medieval flipping someone off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't it still like an Italian thing though? Also,
I don't know.
I saw a goat do it on The Simpsons once when they were in Italy, and that's where I've associated those things. It's either an Italian thing or a goat thing, and I've never seen a goat do it. So
it's
yeah,
probably a goat thing.
Yeah, you're probably right about
Chances
that.
are,
yeah.
it's a goat.
Something wicked this way comes. It's my goddamn attitude. Thumb bite.
It's visual.
So
it's visual. I can't do it.
Is anyone else as sick as I am of going on Facebook and everyone's photo is still changed to the
rainbow colors.
The rainbow thing?
I mean, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal, but the statute of limitations are starting to run out.
Like I changed it.
It's about time we could go. We get it. You can move on.
Just because of there's one photo I had where Darren and my buddy Dave are like right next to each other. So I made it that just to razz them a little bit. Then I changed it back to my stand-up photo.
Yeah.
But because you don't get rid of a good stand-up photo. As a
I know, right?
Picture. But I'm starting to get sick of it.
Right, yeah.
Don't worry. Every time there's barks, it automatically gets cut out.
We should change it to the duck.
Bark.
The duck. Every time they bark.
Every time they bark, it's the duck sound. We're like, God damn it, dogs. Quack, quack. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's that duck that I like.
Yeah. I'm going to get a pet duck.
I honestly don't.
That's a good animal to have.
Actually, yeah, it is.
What?
A duck.
Oh, yeah.
You should totally grab a duck.
Quack, quack.
Let's go out to the
Quack.
the duck pond there and just be, hey duck, just hold a piece of bread.
Just leave a trail of breadcrumbs, and whatever happens, happens.
No, just hold a piece of bread and then kind of ease them into the backseat.
But honestly, though, I don't have a problem with the rainbow profile pictures.
Right.
I don't think it's like hurting anything.
Oh, I don't.
Of course.
It's just
first off, it's Facebook, so nothing ever hurts anything.
Yeah, nothing
ever.
matters.
It's just, I don't know. It just was weird to me. There's a picture. I think they used The Simpsons as the background for it, of Homer sitting in a bar, and everybody else in the bar has like the color distortion over their face. It's like me when I log on to Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty good representation of things.
So you think it's gone on too long?
It's getting there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say yet, but I think by next week. It's about time. Did I talk about last week what Charlie Charnego did with his profile picture?
I'm going to impose mine.
I think you did it off the show.
Oh, okay.
I think you mentioned it off
Where
the show.
Instead of the like 50% opacity rainbow overlay, he had a 50% Confederate flag overlay. It's like, oh my god, you racist
he
slap.
would.
Yeah.
There is an
now it's an Orioles logo, 50%.
That poor
overlay.
man.
Yeah.
There is an interesting point, though, in that I don't think people recognize.
In Charlie doing it?
No, not in Charlie doing it. In
That's right.
The fact that, okay, we shouldn't have a flag up at a courthouse or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's... You feel however you feel about that.
Yes.
But for people to be like, okay, we can fly this, but not that, that is pretty much a textbook infringement.
Sort of.
On human rights in general?
Are you talking about just like in general? Like we can fly this but not that? Or are you talking...
Which are we
So just
talking about the Confederate flag, right?
So are you talking like private people?
Yeah.
Like, no. Well, it's become a taboo thing. That's
the way
thing.
I see it.
I'm just mad they took the Dukes of Hazzard off TV.
Okay, I figured that's what you were getting at, and I actually agree.
Because that has nothing to do with the car.
Has nothing to do
The
with
car
the
has absolutely... The car is called... First off, it's called the General Lee. So there's not many ways...
There's that, yeah.
It wasn't the Abe Lincoln. But that would also be an awesome car, I'm sure.
No, the thing...
It's like 20 feet tall just because it's got a big-ass hat.
I don't know
when it goes under bridges, it knocks the bridges down.
I don't know if this is the reasoning why with the whole courthouse thing, but, you don't fly the Confederate flag in a government area because it doesn't have any meaning now.
Yeah.
It has a historical purpose, but it doesn't have a current purpose.
I don't know if there's enough of a difference between these two things to actually make my statement poignant. But the flag doesn't have a meaning, but it has a connotation.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I forget where I saw this. Oh man, I'm not even going to get this right. But it was something like, if you're flying the flag, it doesn't show the public that you have a strong Southern heritage. It shows that you're probably a racist redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
years before this took place, anytime you saw the Confederate flag somewhere, is that not exactly where your mind went?
Oh,
It
yeah,
definitely.
of course.
I mean, if it didn't do that, it definitely stood out like a sore thumb when you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it.
Because
You
it
can
went
drive down
from from a meaning to a connotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can drive down a road and see a bunch of people having their flags displayed, but if you see the Confederate flag over the American flag, then
You kind of
notice that one. You know?
Yeah. You kind of look at that and go, these people, I don't know. So I think that's the end game here for what's going on. It's that the flag is being removed from as many places as possible because people
use it as that.
They use it in a negative way,
Yep.
and it's kind of right to start disappearing. Well, like a month before all this went down, you, me, and Erica had an amazing podcast where we talked about this whole thing.
Well, amazing
for like
first
a half an hour.
of the podcast.
Right, the second half just dropped into madness, as it does with the cribbity flibbity and whatever else was from that episode. The vodcast intro, I think, was from that episode.
Yes. Which I will use if we do another one of those.
That would be fantastic. But we mentioned that in Germany, the modern-day Nazis are using the Confederate flag in place of the Nazi flag because they can't fly the Nazi flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what does that tell you?
Confederate flag is like a step down for hatred.
Yes, but it's still... It's like, on a scale from 1 to 10...
On a scale
Nazi
from
is
1
like
to swastika.
10. Yeah, like, swastika is level 10, and Confederate is like an 8.5.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to create an overlay of the Nazi flag behind my profile.
I think it's been done. It's probably been done, yeah.
You know, I shared...
And then send that picture to Charlie.
Because freedom of speech, man.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's
it
just
was
freedom of
I
speech,
thought
yeah.
it was funny. I shared... in that same day all that flag nonsense was going on. It says the original rebel flag, and it was the flag that we took into battle for the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a clever little aside, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And I shared it on Facebook, and someone commented on it and said, no, this was the Northern flag. Maybe fact check before you share these pages. And I immediately unfriend. It gives you a reason to unfriend, like you were saying, unfriending stupid people on Facebook.
Yeah.
No, and there was another dude who went on and gave her a history lesson before I unfriended her, just so she could see the post, you know?
Was it Sarah? Tell me it was
No.
Sarah. Damn it. Yeah,
This is a flag of the North.
Kind of on that topic. Yesterday, at the time we were recording this, was the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And so...
Happy 5th of July, everybody.
a group of us, for the
do
rest of the world,
anything.
happy day.
Yeah.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Kalu Kalay.
It's
Still-
a beautiful day.
Still feel sore
Yay.
about that, huh, England?
I don't think that
You
they
know
are.
that?
I
You
really
know that
don't.
that comic, that community-made comic, Polandball,
No.
the one with all the circles that made in MS Paint that are flags that represent countries.
They have weird looking eyes.
They have weird-looking eyes.
No.
That's it.
Yeah, I think
I have
know what
no
you're
clue what you're talking about.
Okay. Well,
Does
to
Americans always
inform
wear
you-
sunglasses?
America.
Okay.
The American
I know
ball
that.
always wears sunglasses.
Okay.
The British ball always wears a top hat and a monocle.
Of course, yes.
So
I wonder what percentage of British
The
people
Germany ball is
have
always
top
angry.
hats or monocles.
yeah, and it's like
It's
there's
like 1%,
it's-
right?
Probably.
this comic comes from a subreddit. No one person created it; it just sort of showed up,
Oh,
and
okay.
so like it has no one author. Everybody who wants to make one makes one,
That's
and they
pretty
have like really strict rules.
They're like rare Pepes.
Yeah. They have really strict rules, like it has to be done in MS Paint. You can't use the fucking circle tool. You have to draw it legit.
I like that.
And if the country doesn't speak English, you have to like make it broken English, and like words have to be spelled wrong and stuff.
Okay.
Like the Sweden ball is always hilarious because it's always like
U is always spelled
It's
Y-U-O.
always drowning. It's always drowning. I like that. It sounds very clever.
And like very specific countries have to be a specific shape. Like for some reason, the Israel flag, the Israel ball is a transparent cube.
Oh,
for no reason.
Is Nepal 2 triangles? Because
yes,
it should be.
It has teeth.
There you go.
It looks like some weird deranged monster.
There you go. Because aren't they the only flag that isn't rectangular?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Nepal, get on the ball. What are you doing?
But anyway,
Israel's transparent because Israel is weak.
Oh.
On July 4th, we went down to the bottom of the hill where I live, and we went to see the fireworks.
Yeah.
I wasn't as interested in the fireworks as much.
Couldn't see them from here.
As much. It's better to watch it on the lake.
They only went up about 5 feet.
It was here. Actually,
yeah. There's too many trees anyway.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I wasn't as interested in the fireworks because I was interested in this drunk guy who was standing like a couple feet away from us, leaning against a tree and just saying things.
It's a secret to everybody.
No, he was saying America-related things. Like every so often,
it was like he was filming a drunk history episode.
Yeah, he was leaning against this tree, and like the way it worked. I don't know if this is how all fireworks shows work, but like they fire off 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah,
and then there's a finale, and like this guy.
You just described every fireworks show.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it started off. This was like a 15-minute presentation.
Really?
He was standing there, and it started off. He just like wooed his approval every so often, and then
they haven't even started yet.
Yeah, as the show progressed,
a breeze comes in.
He just starts saying things like, "Yeah, America." All right, okay.
In America.
And then I think like his wife or somebody is sitting in a chair like right in front of him. It sounds like he's talking to her. But at the same time, it sounds like he's just saying it to everybody.
Right.
Like at one point, he goes, "On this day, America declared independence from the man, whoever that may be."
I think we know. I'd like to say I think we know who the man is. Yeah. I think we know.
Except it was either 2 days before or 2 days after the 4th.
Yeah.
I forget which one.
Right. Yes.
And anyway, we didn't actually start becoming an actual country until 1789. Anyway.
Right.
So I don't know why we.
There's a lot of paperwork involved. You wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. So much. I can't remember some of the other stuff he said. If I remember it, I'll bring it up.
Nice.
But it was so hilarious. He just said things.
Oh.
I did the same thing. I just went outside. My apartment is right behind, near the high school there, and so you can see the fireworks shoot up. I just kind of walked over to a bench near like a basketball court development and sat there.
Oh, I remember another one.
America.
He also said, "America is God's gift to the world."
Sure it is. Okay, yeah.
All right.
And I'm God's gift to women. Like he had a 1-2 punch there.
Yeah. It was a setup and a knockdown.
And an air horn.
Hold on, I got an air horn.
Oh, you do have an air horn. That's right. At Erica's party, Dave used his air horn app, and it was hilarious. And then I told Rolls about it later. And like a minute after the story, Rolls is just holding up his phone. Oh God, the waveform.
Oh, I want to see it. I'm gonna do it one more time.
It's like a flag over here.
Oh Jesus!
I like how it's got some reverb on there.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh wait, I can pick a song from the library. Add some swag too.
What? I'm sorry. What?
I don't know if I'm ever happier.
That just made Rolls' month.
you guys didn't see it.
I can play old anime songs and an air horn.
Yeah.
You guys you couldn't see it on the audio, but Rolls like all of his limbs just like scrunched up together and he started like jerking back and forth.
It was like a seizure of happiness.
Pretty much was. His eyebrows turned into triangles.
That's gonna lead to many laughs.
I love what Jax Films does sometimes.
Use it as a censor.
Yeah.
I love what Jax Films does sometimes. You know that sad song that a lot of it's got to be royalty free because a lot of YouTubers do it. Where
Sad
it's like
violin. Yeah.
Sometimes he'll play that, but he'll overlay the air horn over it, so it's like. Bwah, 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 bwah. And it's,
Yeah, Dave told us about that once on a podcast.
I thought you were gonna say the song. Whenever anyone dies in anything, it plays that. Ooh, what you say? However that goes.
Man, I love it.
No, the option there, I was laughing too because the option on the phone there, it says pick a song. Then it clicks like there's a drop down menu. It says add some swag too, and you select.
That's exactly what that option is.
It's not just noise; it's swag.
Yeah, it's not noise. Anybody who
Swag fags versus grown men.
Listen, anybody who decided to legitimately add air horns to music should be in a grave right now.
Yeah, probably.
There's only one time it's appropriate, and that's actually in a sporting arena.
Correct.
Like you can play an air horn song then.
Yes.
That'll pump everybody up.
Remember, anytime I think of like an air horn at a sporting event, I immediately think of whatever year that was, where the World Cup, they had the vuvuzelas, and it sounded like an angry swarm of wasps at any time.
It was just a solid like the entire time. For 2 hours.
It was like every killer bee out of Africa was just migrating across a soccer field. It was wonderful.
I read a thing about, speaking of bees, there's the Japanese hornets are invading America.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they?
So
that's not good.
Watch it. They have no natural predators in the wild.
Are they kamikazes?
No, they're much worse.
I was really expecting like utter silence from that.
Isn't the one video like?
Yeah.
Isn't the one video like 8 of them destroy a honeybee hive in like 10 minutes?
Oh, God.
Yeah, a hive of 30,000.
Yeah, they just like, systematically just rip every bee in half and move on.
If you combine like the agile mind and swiftness of the samurai with the utter destructive power of a Viking, and then distilled it into a bee.
Yeah,
this is what we have.
Yeah,
I like the imagery of distilling 2 people into a bee.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing.
Vat.
Hopefully, it's like the African bees were supposed to hit up here too, but
they didn't make it.
You know why?
Winter.
Because we have winter here.
Yeah. Well, Japan has winter too.
All that African bees do is bless the rains.
Down in Africa.
Jesus Christ.
I've heard such things.
Did you also see the video of the honeybees actually winning against the Japanese?
Oh, I didn't see that.
What they do...
Swarm?
What they do is they...
Sting their eyes or something?
Nope. They all pile up on top of the bee and beat their wings as fast as possible and generate enough heat to cook a motherfucker. That's
amazing. Fucking nature.
And now they carry it out in front of their hive, and like the other big bees are coming. They're like, "What? We got this."
What?
See,
JRK?
If the bees were smart, they'd know to take their aircraft carriers away from ports. So that when they get attacked, they still have arms to work with.
They need to store them in the dry dock.
Oh God, not the Utah. The Utah bee.
He's a Mormon.
He's a Mormon.
Yeah, if only battleships named after states were actually like those states.
Look, guys, I just don't think there's anything wrong about having multiple hives.
The USS Wyoming is gay and wears a cowboy hat.
Thank you, Rolls. Thank you.
The Mississippi has a
that
leak
joke was the best stretch ever.
Wait, why I missed that?
I said the Mormon Utah bee thinks there's nothing wrong with having multiple hives.
All right.
I was gonna. What were we talking about too before we got?
There's the Mormon dancer. There's nothing wrong with multiple jives.
We're not doing this again.
There's a Mormon that believes in reincarnation. Nothing wrong with multiple lives.
The Mormon chef. There's nothing wrong with multiple knives either.
And if he's making stew, there's nothing wrong with multiple chives.
Oh my God! All right, we're done. All right, we're done. Okay. How does this happen?
We're done. What I say.
How does this happen? Like every 3 podcasts,
I know, right?
We have pun wars. We mentioned Erica's party just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Rolls, did you ever end up with that girl?
No, that was actually we were talking about that.
That was a weird thing.
That was a weird situation, man.
I know, right?
I was like, she's like, hey, I'm gonna swim in just my underwear, and I said, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, Erica's sick, take care of Erica, and we left and played games at his house.
Yep.
And then I went home and went to sleep and woke up and stepped on my glasses.
All right.
And that's how that happened. But the next day, I was like,
scene.
the next day I sent her a text like, "Hey, it's cool you helped Erica out, and nice to meet you and all this, and just being cool." And a few days later, I said, "Okay, it's been a couple days. Facebook request, approved it right away."
All right.
And then the next day, she had a party last weekend.
Yeah.
And the next day,
the weekend after article.
yeah. And on Friday, I sent her a text like at 8 p.m. or something. I was like, "Hey, if that party's still going on, I'm still invited. What's the address? Go on Facebook, unfriended." What the fuck is up with that? I said
she read your stuff and went,
I said, that's what I get for associating with like a 21-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's a little weird.
That girl went to my high school, and she's always
Really?
been something.
Flaky?
No, she just hangs out with the older crowd.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Whatever.
I'm the older crowd.
Yes. Yes,
Damn
you
it.
are.
By that perspective,
Bring it
you
in,
are.
girls. Bring it in.
I feel like Gus. When I turn 40, I'm going to blow my brains out. No. I want to keep causing ruckuses.
Gus is the professional guy in chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't that picture you sent me?
No. It's,
Guy in chair?
No, it actually says dick is clear.
That was...
Oh, okay.
That was a weird party to begin with.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Drinks yourself to...
It polarized immediately. It did last year too.
Really?
Well, yeah. Were you there last year?
Maybe.
Last year there was us, and then there was like her high school people.
Yeah.
And
right?
they hung out. We hung out in
Separate
like
groups.
completely different sections for the entire night.
Well,
and never interacted with
that's
each
what
other.
happened this time too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was like Erica's friends that we didn't know,
Yeah.
and they all sat at
And
that one
we
table.
didn't. Apparently, we didn't care to know them, and they didn't care to know
Yeah.
us.
I
so.
guess that was as far as it was going to
I'm
go.
here
Exactly.
to bridge. I'm here to bridge the gap. Like I walked in.
They didn't want to bridge a gap.
My shirt's unbuttoned.
Yeah.
I'm carrying my drink.
Yeah.
Talk to a few people, and then I was like, okay, heading out, and head outside. They all are content to stand around the island in the kitchen and just bullshit. I don't know.
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, and then Erica just sort of
Got
like
sick beyond belief.
she at one point just walks out into the middle of the yard and stays there for a good few hours.
about an hour.
She disappeared.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I saw a silhouette of somebody
Yeah.
on the ground, and
Yeah.
I said, "Oh shit!"
I went over to her at one point when she was vomiting in said grass, and I said, "Erica, I have to ask you something." She goes, "What?" I'm like, are we? I rolled my eyes when I said that, and it actually was funny. Erica, what? Are you sick, or are we at black levels? And like the saddest drunken word ever. She went, "What?" I'm like,
So
okay,
I think
get
it was
better.
I think it was like a combination of the two, really.
I've never.
Yeah. Blatt, by the
Never.
way, for people who don't know, was last year when King's Cup was being played, and somebody pulled the rhyming card where somebody says a word, and you go around, you have to rhyme with that word, and as soon as you fuck up or say something that was already
Orange.
said, you have to drink. Easy win, right?
No, you know how
somebody said cat, and it went around to like 3 people, and Erica was on the floor drunk at this point.
Well, no, didn't she pull the card where you had to be on the floor?
No, there was no card where you had to be on the floor. Erica was just on the floor.
Is that the alcoholic card?
Yeah,
Snuck into
and
the
she
deck
was kind of
for
just staring off at nothing, and then Amy, who was the person beside her, said, "Cat, Erica, you have to rhyme with cat," and as if she had a moment of half clarity, with the wisest eyes, immediately looked up at Amy and went, "Blatt." And that was the end of that session, and we all lost our
Blatt.
shit. It was the end of that. So Blatt is now the term for being wasted out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because this is how Erica's party went this year.
Yeah.
It was, we got there early.
beer pong.
Well, yeah, there was a
Well,
lot.
we
of
gotta
that.
go now.
Yeah. We were just playing it for fun, not to
Swimming?
drink or
Yeah.
anything.
Beer pong.
Oh yeah, the soft pool.
There was the soft
Soft pool is fun.
It is.
It was fun to be
Amber
in
and
a
I
pool with
made
a
a
drink.
whirlpool.
Let me say that.
All right.
It was comfy.
We made a whirlpool by just walking in circles and then just like letting the current take us. That was
Really?
cool.
I
All the meanwhile.
I was by the pool the whole time. I never noticed that.
No,
Yeah,
I was
we were
just
walking in
sitting
circles
there
the whole time.
talking the
Oh.
whole time.
Yeah, all the meanwhile that girl that Rolls was trying to hook
Yeah.
up with was just like, I just don't like this generation that I'm in.
I remember that. I remember that.
All the older kids because they're better. I'm like, all right. Okay,
well, then be with the older kids because they're better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boy,
I'm not
I'll
gonna
tell you
be a
one
dick
thing.
about it, but if I'm going to talk to them, it's like, what the fuck went on there?
By the way, on the topic of the soft pool,
Soft pool.
that's the ricketiest ladder I think I've ever seen to get into that above ground pool.
Several people almost fell off.
Yeah. Rolls, I didn't think you were going to make it. In or out.
Eric,
No, it was a treacherous climb.
It took you like 10 minutes either direction.
the last time I actually spoke words with Erica that night, it was still light out and she was already drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she tries to get up the ladder and it starts falling. And when we're at like
you
40,
have to
we're
dive
at,
to
she's
grab
at like
it.
45-degree angle before she realizes that something is wrong.
It's a shame she hasn't been on the podcast since the party.
I know. I wondered if
to discuss her Swiss cheese memory.
she probably doesn't.
What went on.
She probably remembers that and nothing else.
I believe she does.
Well,
I believe that is the case. Yes.
Because we did the podcast, we swam for a little bit, and then I didn't see her until she was in the grass.
I'm going to see if Keith Paradise responded to me yet. My audio may crash. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Here's the thing, and here's my advice to anyone who likes to drink alcohol, and who does now or would in the future. And this is sagely wisdom that I got when I turned 21. And, you slip up a few times and get too drunk, but you try to control yourself. So here's the thing. It's not a race. It's a marathon. It's not a race to see who can get drunk the quickest. It's a marathon to see, okay, you can pace yourself for a set amount of hours. And then when you have to get to the finish line, if you want to drink and then go to bed, or go to beer, there you go.
All right, speaking of words of wisdom, what does Keith Paradise have to say?
He hasn't said anything yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at the trending section of Facebook over here, and
Okay.
the one says, 22-year-old man dies after setting off firework off his head.
Well, Darwin Awards right there.
Exactly. Natural selection at its best.
Well, you could conceivably shoot fireworks off your head.
Not according to that man.
He was wearing like a
can we say there was
motorcycle
probably our good friend alcohol was involved in this?
yeah. He wasn't running the marathon.
Yeah, he was running a 500-meter dash.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because I remember walking into the house and I was like, okay, I'll stop.
Winter Wonderland?
Yeah.
That wasn't that when the girl was like, I need a drinking buddy. I need a
Yeah.
shot buddy.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll drink anybody. And me hearing a battle cry, turned on. So no, you won't. It's you're.
And she was arguing with you too.
I was like,
no, I could. I think I said, no, you can't.
I was like, all right, that's cute and everything, but let's be realistic here.
That's how you immediately shoot someone down.
Yeah.
There's two separate phrases you can say to immediately defunct any sort of phrase or sentence that anybody says. One of them is, that's cute, and the other one is, oh, sorry, I'm not into Pokemon.
No,
that will shut down anything.
It really will.
I remember when I went there. Literally, I got a 12-pack of beer because I was like, okay, I'll bring some of my own. And Erica claimed there was Yingling. I never saw any of that.
Yeah.
But that's beyond. Well, that's whatever because it didn't cost that much.
Right.
But they back me up on this, guys, because I swear.
Okay.
About 8 to 9 bottles of hard liquor on the table there.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
That is insane.
Well, it was for everybody. I don't know if it went there,
Yeah.
but it was
Still.
for everybody.
I wonder how much of that went down Erica's throat.
Who knows? I have no idea, honestly.
I got
Have
soused
either
up,
of
and
you
I
talked
had
to her since then?
Not really.
I had 3 red Solo Cup half mixes
Yeah.
of generic vodka mixed with cranberry juice, and it was.
And you literally do half and half of that.
Yeah.
And it's mind blowing. Erica sent me a couple more of those stupid statuses. I should have her send me another collection for us to read.
We'll do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're always fun.
I was really hoping she would be on this episode so
Power
we could
and
talk about
tolerance
this
and-
party.
I
And so
know.
I really have the strength to do it. It's
Yeah.
it's a.
I
real
can
thing.
do it, you guys.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. I can do it.
Yeah. What's your record for beers and still being okay?
19.
There you go.
That's a lot. My record
Yeah.
right now is 5. So
Nice.
Well, let me
My record is MA.
Yeah.
Preface by saying this. It's not like I did 19 beers back to back.
Right.
That's madness.
That's over a period of time.
That's like, yeah,
The
it's
rule-
over, it's about 2 or an hour.
See, I recently made a beautiful discovery.
fine. Yeah.
And that is, I have the liver of my ancestors. In which
Okay.
well, I mean, 5 isn't a huge number.
Yeah.
But I was still able to drink that many while we were on a rocking boat, mind you. And I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Nice. That's pretty solid.
You know, there are times I wish it was the other way, where, you know, and it's true, if you don't for a while, the effects hit you better. Like, if you go to jail or something, and you're just like, it's a scene in the Shawshank Redemption where they're like, okay, we get beers after doing this, you know, as a special job kind of thing in the film. Like, can you imagine you're locked in jail for 10 years, how much one beer would do to you?
Yeah.
That's the thing with the hard
Generally-
liquor, because I didn't have any of that for the longest time.
Right.
It was like 3 cups of that. I was like, wow, look at that. You know?
Generally, the rule is like 1 an hour. And
That's a good rule.
And you'll be completely fine. Well, it's not a rule like, this is how you should drink. It's a rule of like, this is how your fucking body works. Like 1 an hour,
That's
and
like,
then you're fine.
I knew that because back when I was like in 8th grade, when we first had health class.
I was going to say, that's where we heard it too.
They did a demonstration where it was like, we need 3 people up here. You guys are going to be the liver. I'm going to start handing you tennis balls, and each tennis ball is going to be like 1 drink.
Yeah.
So she like hands 1, and then 4, and then 8.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Lesson learned. I remember as 1 an hour.
Speaks for itself.
Because a college professor told me.
Yeah, I had a
story
biology
once.
class where we talked about that.
Well, he was talking about a scenario specifically for him where he knows the 1 an hour thing. So he was at a family function once for 8 hours, and so he had 8 beers over the course of the time that he was there, and he was pulled over for whatever reason, and the police said, "Have you been drinking?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "How many have you had today?" And he goes, 8, and he was put out of the car immediately. But he blew a 0 on the breathalyzer, so the cop is like, "What? What's happening here?"
I imagine that the cop would have wanted to arrest him anyway.
Yes, odds are, yeah.
Well, the magic number you're supposed to say, how many have you had today? And someone just says, I know about 2.
Yeah.
That's what you see on every episode of like Cops or anything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Everyone just says 2 beers.
Since you gave me the lights, I've had 2. Can I make a terrible cop joke?
Okay.
That I heard. I think this is from a stand-up comic. This was about the guy who shot up the black church the other week, and it was about
Comedy.
I know, right? Well, yeah. That's why I don't do those jokes. In like a month, this isn't going to be a joke this guy can do.
You can't keep them.
Yeah.
But it was a joke about all the things this guy was going to be arrested for what he did, and he said, but most of all, he's going to be arrested for impersonating a cop. It's like, oh, burn! Shit! That is nuts. Oh man, that's like a jaw-dropping burn. No, he went there.
It's like something you'd hear on Drunken Peasants or something.
I know, right?
Well,
I just want to say real quick. I introduced Drunken Peasants to my parents and their friends while they were out drinking last night.
Okay.
They love it.
Really? Cool.
It's amazing.
Rolls and I were talking a lot about it today.
Because I showed them. This was from a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Where they were talking about the video with the street preacher, the guy who had the megaphone and was yelling at people on the street, and they watched it and they agreed with everything Ben and TJ and Scotty were saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, this is pretty cool.
I've been addicted to those lately. I've been watching a lot of Drunken Peasant stuff.
I watch them as I go to sleep.
Oh, really?
I set it and play it next to the bed.
Huh.
It's good because they DP the fuck out of the news.
They do. It's what they're known for.
What they're known for.
Yeah, it's their thing. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Except when they do stupid ads might be my favorite segment.
Actually, I don't care much for it. Q&A, I think, is boring, too.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's mostly like the same
Q&A is
shit.
boring, yeah.
It's like the same shit all the time. Either it's something that you would know.
TJ, I'm a big fan.
It's
And it's always like the worst audio. It's like
I was just gonna.
I want you to make like a loud static noise while I'm talking. It's like, hey guys, I got a question for TJ. I just wanted to know, if you write a book, what would you write a book about? So, motherfucker, I have a book. Do a Google search, you son of a bitch. You're good.
I like how the majority of the 100th episode was just people trying to get Scotty to take his mask off. Or no,
Ben to get his mask off. Yeah.
The unfunny comedian.
Did you see that one yet?
I'm still working my way back.
You want to see a guy who totally drains the life out of the thing?
Oh my god, yeah.
It's the most textbook example I've ever seen.
It's people like that whenever I see somebody like the guy who's known as the unfunny comedian. Okay. By the way, proper title.
Okay.
It makes me think that if they put me on the Drunken Peasants, because, they'll put on like a fan every once in a while. If I was put on to the Drunken Peasants, I think I would quickly become a popular person on that show and be invited back.
Either that or they would not let you talk at all.
Well, you gotta force your way in.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Which is what we need to learn when Wes Williams is on the show.
No, we don't. When Wes Williams is on, you shut up and listen.
Yeah, I like how the last episode he was on, he's like, I've rambled for like an hour. What do you guys have to talk about? And we're like,
no, keep going. No, yeah, keep going.
Ramble on!
Your analysis on Ultron and the Joker was like college-level dissertation shit.
It was
Go
beautiful.
on. Go on.
Yeah.
Scared pup.
It was magical.
Yeah, this Byrne, who I mentioned earlier, he's a lot like Wes Williams, but not...
This what?
Byrne, the cousin that we were going to have on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said Bird?
No.
And my mind was shut down immediately.
Bird!
By the way, do you know that there's now a JonTron fan game called Bird vs. Camel?
Yes, I do.
I love it.
Awesome. Hey, speaking of JonTron,
Yeah.
I just watched this video again earlier, right before you guys got
Oh,
here.
his thing with...
the one where
yeah.
JonTron goes to the Angry Video Game Nerd's house and looks at his VHS collection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it a second time after you were talking about it.
Yeah.
He is very nervous.
He's like a nervous wreck when he's like not on... When he's not on. Let's say that.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Oh, apparently.
I mean...
Terrified of the video.
I mean, he was...
Terrified of the nerd.
He was pretty fidgety.
He wasn't that way in Game Grumps, though.
No, exactly. Well, he was on when he was on Game Grumps,
okay, I see what you mean.
He was that was his personality. It was his on-camera personality.
Right, okay.
His JonTron personality and his Game Grumps personality are fairly similar.
Right.
I feel like any interview he might have with him, he's just a ball of nerves, that motherfucker. It's actually, and it makes some interesting insight into his actual personality.
I felt he was like that just because this is James Rolfe we're talking about. He's like,
fuck him. Who cares?
He's the godfather of it all.
He really is. Yeah.
He is the original video game reviewer.
Yeah. And
as far as like this era of that we're in right now.
And what JonTron said is really interesting about how I wanted to do movies, but video games was the thing that I jumped into because not a lot of people were doing it.
Yeah,
Too many
he
people were doing
talked
movies.
about how movies is more his thing than video games.
Which is actually really interesting because it makes you able to write better, I think, because you'll understand how you'll get better flow, I think. The How to Play I'm working on now is very funny in the beginning. The middle is not great.
Okay.
I think it ends okay, but it's fine.
The way I've learned this, whenever you're presenting something, you want to have something really good at the beginning to have that will get people's attention, and then you can lull a little bit.
You can lull,
but yes, you still have to finish strong.
I think that alters if it's like a movie or something.
Yeah,
like a longer presentation.
Yeah,
because
you can have multiple
trilogy or anything I've seen, the second one's usually the best.
Yeah.
Like where there's, how's it going to end?
Well,
like a book series or anything.
I think with a movie trilogy, they'll have to try harder for the second one, because if the second one doesn't work, the third one's not going to go so well. Mm-hmm. You know? So the second one has to be pretty good.
I recently watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies in a row, which took all day.
I did that too. That's fun. Fun might not be the right word, but
To me, the third one was the worst. And I may be in the minority of that. I don't know if you guys have seen them.
I saw the first one like a year after it came out.
Probably right.
The first one is easily the best because it's the most adventure-y.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings doesn't interest me in the slightest.
I think I like the Two Towers better.
Neither does Star Wars, neither does Star Trek.
Well, see,
neither does The Hobbit.
Yeah, I don't care about Star Wars or Star Trek. Lord of the Rings gets my respect because it's like...
What'd you say to me? What'd you say to girls? Do you want to fight?
Yeah.
You want to fight?
Star
I'll
Wars,
drink
man.
you, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay,
It's like
that's
Lord
cute.
of the Rings is like OG fantasy.
I don't like
It is.
Pokemon.
Yeah, no. Before
That does shut it down.
before Lord of the Rings, there was no such thing as modern fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It- Literally every fantasy anything that exists now is based on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
For
Even if it's
for-
not
for
based off
several
It's the
reasons.
godfather of modern fantasy.
even if it's not like based off of it, it still kind of has it as like the roots.
It's in
you
there.
know?
Yeah.
And also because you can't be original in fantasy. Period. Everything is
Yeah,
based off
everything
That's
really
kinda
kind of has been done before.
Which,
Yeah.
as a person who writes fantasy, that's like a bold statement.
Right.
Because I have pessimistic views on it.
You know, I've been wanting for a while to try my hand at writing like a science fiction type of
You
thing.
could probably do it.
Like a space opera ish.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Gundam.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like I'd be unwillingly ripping off other stories.
I think that's inevitable.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, you can't... It's very, very hard to be
oh,
original.
you're gonna do like a family reveal. What is this, fucking Star Wars? You know what I mean? Like, so you can't have a thing where opposing forces from one family on either side.
Do all of them.
There's-
Yeah, that's true. Just do everything. That's right.
In one of my college classes recently, we talked about like theming and plot.
Yeah, and there's only so many plots.
Yeah, if you really wanted to break it down, there are two.
Really?
Literally two
The hero's
plots.
journey and
One of them is the journey home, and the other one is a stranger comes to town.
Huh.
true.
Okay.
Think about any plot, and
That's
you
true.
could probably put it into one of
Oh,
those two
hey,
categories.
Gandalf rolled into town.
Yeah.
Here we go. Some shit's about to go wild up in the Shire. That's all.
Things are going wild up in the Shire. I like that.
Wild and out in the Shire. I always didn't
I
like
agree.
The Hobbits are overrated.
Dog who scratched himself
They
way
are
too
overrated.
long.
They absolutely are overrated, yes.
Yeah.
I
Hobbit's
mean,
apparently fine, as movies go. I don't care. I just don't care.
I don't know how they turned... that was the shortest book in the series.
It was.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Tolkien edit?
No.
So, there was this guy in, like, January of 2014, right after all three movies had come out. And
They came out really quick, didn't they?
it was one a year, just like
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
They did one a year?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was like 2 or 3 years
2001,
apart.
2002, 2003.
Star Wars
Holy fuck.
was one every 3 years.
Wow.
That's
They
probably
filmed them
what
all
it
at
is.
once, though. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they took a break, and then they filmed Hobbit.
Okay.
But anyway, there was this guy, I don't know who he is, but he took all three Hobbit movies right after all three had come out, and edited it down from a 9-hour sequence of 3 movies to 4 hours.
Huh.
And
That's
I watched.
about right.
I didn't watch the 3 Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
I watched that one, and that's how it's gonna stay because that was great.
Oh, okay.
I felt there was too much CGI,
People, yeah.
but that's the way of things.
Yeah, it really is.
Which kind of brings us back to the JonTron thing that I also wanted to mention.
Oh,
We
yeah, we talked about CGI stupid.
Physical sets are way better. They're just harder to pull off.
Yeah.
And
It's effort.
CGI is kind of lazy.
It's an effort thing.
But the thing that I really liked that he said was that if you're going to create content, you have to make something that your audiences weren't expecting because they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I'd like to think my series, How to Play, is good.
Yeah.
Because I have great vocabulary here. My series is good. And,
It's amicable.
It's good. Because much like how JonTron said, I want to do movie reviews, but everyone is doing too many of those.
Right.
I would like to do video game reviews, but too many people are doing too many of those. So I broke it into a different category, a similar thing into a different category. So that's why I think I've got a chance.
Yeah, stuff you've probably wondered is a good idea, but everybody does that too.
Yeah, but you got the whiteboard thing going on.
Yeah, I do. But
Yeah. Rolls, what do you do?
Just kind of keep mine different. Where, like,
do you?
Well, yeah, I like to think so. Where I'll talk about a lot of people are just doing coverage of the game or whatever. I'll just talk about whatever hits my brain at the time.
It is interesting.
That's what my favorite.
I'm talking about, like, people know about my job.
It's like a podcast with a game in
my
the back.
favorite Let's Player, because of that, is named Nintendo Capri Sun.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, his Let's Plays. Sometimes he'll be talking about whatever he's doing, but sometimes he'll just go off and talk about whatever he does.
Yeah.
He has the most interesting, boring life of all time. That's kind of hard to. He's almost 40.
Yeah.
And
what a nerd! I don't even know this guy.
No, he's almost 40, and for 17 years of his life, he recorded himself talking about anything once a day.
Okay, that's cool.
And he has all these tapes, all these just cassette tapes lying around.
That's pretty awesome.
And last I heard, which was a couple weeks ago, he's transferring them all onto his computer, so he has them just for documentation.
Yeah.
Before he started, it was from 1992 to like 2008 or something like that.
So
that's pretty awesome.
What you're telling me is we might have the cure for world hunger on one of these tapes or something without even knowing about it.
For 17 years worth every day.
Yeah.
You got a lot of thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
He also sounds like his tonsils are about the size of tennis balls.
Oh, yeah?
Which they probably are.
Also, he has a mashed potato face.
He also has a mashed potato face.
Sounds like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
What does that mean?
Hold on, I'll find a picture and I'll put it in the links.
Put links.
Okay.
But you guys need to see this.
But
if you think I'm getting up,
I'm just gonna
crazy.
turn around. I'm just gonna turn my laptop around so you can see it.
I tried to do something different. I need to get a freestanding mic for this.
Yes, you do.
But I tried to use the laptop's mic, but
that's terrible.
It actually the audio sounded well enough, but it cut in and out with like when the video would lag while recording. So I need to run it through a recording program if I want to try that again.
Yeah.
But I was just like yelling, and it's like, look, and I lit a cigarette right next to the mic. Like, I'm smoking now. I don't even care what's going on.
This is what he looks like.
Okay.
All right.
You're
Mashed
right.
potato face.
All right. I'll buy that.
Just ranting and raving about whatever.
I had an idea,
pretty psychotic.
Something that we need to do.
Okay.
For about a year or more, I've been telling you to fucking play Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah.
I need to play Mega Man Battle
Yes,
Network.
you do. I think what we are going to have to do is a Majora's Mask situation, where it's going to be you and me, and we're going to get through this fucking game.
Okay.
Even if I'm playing it, and you're just along for the ride.
And you need to tell me when you're
going
playing
to
Final
do it.
Fantasy X so I can be on that.
Yeah,
It's the only RPG that I actually like.
I'm right now finishing recording for a PlayStation. Here's the thing. A lot of the level grinding and stuff is what I'm doing now, so I'm not even recording it. So I have to wait for a little while and just have my characters beef the fuck out and then sweep the bosses or whatever. Or until I get bored, then I'll sweep the bosses and record it. Yeah.
Go on. Oh, was that it? I had something I just offhand wanted to mention.
No, I definitely want to do 10 with you.
Is it about the leap second?
No.
I want to do almost every Final Fantasy now that I'm thinking about it.
I thought this week felt longer.
Yeah.
I was watching an episode of Game Grumps, and it was one where Dan was talking about how he's actually friends with John and all that whole thing about like when he started on the show and everybody started making fun of him, and it's like,
well, yeah.
Yeah. And so I looked
That's inevitable.
I looked in the comments to see all the blind hatred.
Oh, yeah?
Or whatever is in YouTube comments. And I saw the top rated comment was a guy who was like, wait, John and Dan are friends? That means I can finally do my crossover fan fiction called Eggman.
Oh, man. I love the sound of that.
I just wanted to
Eggman.
What? No more John. 2 out of 10. Do not want.
Well, I sort of thought the same thing when it happened, but my thought
you
was...
and everyone else.
My thought was, could be better for all I fucking know.
Yeah.
So I kept on it, and I'm glad I did. Because I got... You get your epic moments, like Dr. Hoffman and Sad Hoshi.
Yep. I still have all those clips from Dan reacting to Pokemon.
Oh yeah, whenever they
finished
finished that goddamn series. They just talked about that on a Game Grumps episode, I think it was yesterday, on the Bloodborne.
I'm way behind on
where Dan says, dude, we still need to finish Pokemon, and we still need to finish Trauma Center. And Aaron is like, listen, you say that like that's a thing that we can just do.
Yeah, their schedules are insane from what I hear.
And Punch-Out.
And Punch-Out.
Well, they sort of stopped Punch-Out because Dan just gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, dude, Punch-Out?
Yeah.
I have at least mentioned on the show what we're going to do with Punch-Out yet.
I don't think you have.
I'm looking I'm just going to say, I'm looking furiously. I'm really not. I'm just stopping into a GameStop whenever I have time.
Go to Press Start. They probably have it.
Next time I'm in Hanover, I'll fucking do that.
Just make a fucking drive to Hanover.
In, like, October. I am buying Punch-Out for the Wii, because it's going to be the How to Play that comes out after the one I'm working on right now. And because I've never touched the game before, and I have to figure out how it works. I've seen a lot of Punch-Out being played, but I don't think that's enough for me to be able to write about it accurately.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is on Casey's live stream channel, Cat McMuffin,
Yay.
I'm going to buy Punch-Out, and I'm not going to touch the game. But we're going to get together then, and we're going to live stream me beating career mode from beginning to end. And we're going to have a counter and an under-over as to how many times I get my ass handed to me before I defeat Super Macho Man at the Sandman at the end, right? Sandman's at the end.
Yeah,
Sandman.
Yeah.
Super Macho Man is like right before.
Yeah, he's
Mr.
the second
Sandman.
one to
He's
the end.
last
So,
of the-
yeah. I've actually played Punch-Out one time, and it was the arcade version. Back when you fight fucking pizza pasta somewhere in the middle, which doesn't sound like it.
That's horribly racist.
To me,
They're
it's
all racist.
To me, it sounds a lot more like their food order the creative team's food order showed up while they were trying to come up with a name. Yeah,
Vodka Drunkenski.
Yeah.
Oh man, then he became Soda Popinski.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that game. I have some good jokes written out already. I've got a great thing for Glass Joe, and I have a line for King Hippo. I'm excited to use.
Nice.
What shape is King Hippo's head exactly?
A pineapple.
It's not head shaped.
It's totally a pineapple.
It's kind of like mountain shaped.
It's mountain shaped.
It's a volcano.
By the way, the intro segment that I'm writing for Punch-Out is fantastic, and it's the most labor-intensive one. I think it's gonna have the most plot.
Okay.
like it's gonna have an actual plot.
Is it gonna be like a Rocky montage or something?
It is, and not to for those of you who know who this person is, whose name I'm about to name, which I don't think is a lot of you, but whatever. A certain character, I'm not saying who, is going to be played by Lemaire Lee, who's going to show up in that video.
You could not have picked a more perfect person.
I know, right? It's going to be fucking awesome.
The only problem I foresee with that is Lemaire losing his shit every time.
When that happens, I'm coming over to play Marvel.
Oh, that is a thing that we're gonna. To be honest with you, dude, it's in the video where I call him to be like, I'm doing some training. I need somebody to help me. He's like, I'm not coming out that way. I have Marvel. Hello? And he's just in my kitchen. Like, when's Marvel? And it goes from there.
Yeah, except that's a joke nobody else will get.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not.
It's okay. It's okay. If I say I have Marvel vs. Capcom, I think it'll resonate enough.
Okay.
You can build a mythos
Just
as a Marvel.
The way that Lemaire acts in real life, I just imagine him to be like the most like laid back,
like a
trainer
deadpan
all the time.
kind of thing.
Like,
yeah, he's like Stephen Wright as an actor.
Let's go train. You want to do that? You guys want to do that? You guys want to train?
I brought weights. I got some weights. Yeah, the video is going to be fantastic.
I don't have to.
Jibs, get the weights.
Yeah.
Jibri shows up.
I'd love to do a proper impression of Lemaire Lee, but I don't have enough cheek fat to do it.
Right, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard. But I've thought a lot about this Punch-Out video. It's going to be the most labor-intensive in terms of shooting and editing. Like, what I'm going to do for this video, it's going to be like the Mega Man one, where it goes through each character. I say just a little bit about them. But I know how I want to do going into each character, and it's going to It's going to be a lot of work. So this one it's going to be a good video. And the one I'm working on now, I catch fire. So that's going to be
nice.
That's going to be fun when that happens.
Live streaming is a lot of fun.
Isn't it, though? Yeah, it's going to be
I streamed for 5 hours yesterday.
Really?
Because I participated in the Golden 24-Hour Speedrunning Challenge.
Okay.
You heard about this at all?
Nope.
It is a thing where you pick up a game you've never tried to speedrun before and learn it in 12 hours.
Ooh.
I failed.
What did you play?
Sonic Heroes.
Oh, well, there was your first mistake. Big game with Sonic in it.
Yeah, that's what
You think it'd be good because you gotta go fast, except it's a Sonic game, so it's ass.
Fuck off!
You know, every single person...
Christ.
Every single person...
Want to suck Aaron's cock a little bit more over there?
Sonic is terrible.
Sonic is fun!
Oh no, I'll be the first to admit that Sonic is terrible.
There you go.
What game?
All of them.
Okay, let's go through them now. Sonic 06 is terrible.
Well, that's a given.
That's not fair!
Well, we're starting at the bottom and we're working our way up.
We started at the bottom, now we're here.
All the other games are playable.
Sonic Boom?
Sonic Boom is terrible.
That's not... I'm not counting that either.
Really?
No.
Why?
Because it's
it's
a counterpoint, Casey.
No,
you can't accept those.
I'll say the ones I've played, I've enjoyed.
Okay.
How about that?
I feel like
Sonic the Hedgehog...
Sonic Unleashed.
Yes.
Where's
I've
a
never
fucking
played
werewolf?
I'm just gonna put in my own personal opinion here.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
But-
Never played it.
With
As
guns.
far as Sonic 06, or not, well, yeah. As far as Sonic 06 compares to Sonic Boom, Sonic 06 is definitely like way worse.
Of
it's
course.
like fucking out there.
Well,
you
yeah.
know?
Sonic 06's music is amazing, though.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's incredible.
Can
Let
you
me say-
feel the sunshine?
Yeah.
Does it brighten up your
That
day?
was Sonic R.
I love playing
Also
Sonic.
bad
Just
game.
like-
And it's Sonic
I love
R.
playing Sonic R because it's busted to hell. I'll give you that one.
You
I
got
would just
no
like-
Chaos Emeralds?
Sonic Boom, though, at least, like, if I were to play it, it would at least hold my interest as far as a game goes.
Let
Sonic
me
06
say this.
is just
I like
it's
the
just fucking
visuals
stupid.
of Sonic.
Let me say this.
just fucking stupid.
I hate the Sonic community.
Yeah.
Though
Because
I love the old Genesis
So,
games.
like, everybody on DeviantArt.
Well, no, here's...
Yeah, do you remember that video that was like how to make a Sonic character? And it was like a stupid, but very spot on,
Oh,
like,
what was
parody.
that one? I need to find this.
There's like,
find this right now.
oh, here, check out Sonic. And this is all the guys in Brain Scratch, too, have tried to join. I don't think have been approved. Like, oh, let's check out Sonic Retro. You know, you have to be approved to join the forum.
Really?
That's the only thing where they're like, yeah, we'll consider your application. I was like, you're not making the fan base look any better by doing this.
Yeah, really. Somebody made a really good point about why the original games sucked.
Why?
So
Well, the first one, I don't like the first one as much as 2 and 3.
Okay. Well, I think they all suffer from the same problem, which is, Rolls, would you tell me the point of Sonic?
To run fast.
Exactly. How many levels in that game do you not get stopped by waiting for a moving platform, or do
In
you
the
have to
first
line
one?
yourself up right, or have absolutely no fucking clue what's going on?
The first one...
Spoiler alert, it's all of them.
I read the first one. The creator didn't really decide if he wanted him to just go fast or not.
Yeah.
So
That's your problem.
two got better, 3 got better, but
Okay.
they all have that kind of zone where, yeah, you're right. It does annoy me. But then the times where you go fast and you can fly through a level, watching speedruns, fly through a level in 23 seconds, that's a lot of fun to me.
It can be, but that's
I'm
also
so
that's any speedrun any.
I need to find this picture. I don't know if you guys have heard about this.
I've seen
you know
a lot of them off, like, fails off, like, 4chan and stuff, where it's like, it's like an 8-year-olds go on the internet, and they take Sonic and give him black fur and battle scars.
Yes.
And they're like, it's Chains the Hedgehog. He doesn't like his dad.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Are you sure it's not 2 Chains the Hedgehog?
Have you guys heard about? There was this one. You know how everybody makes fan hedgehogs, like what you were talking about.
Yeah.
There was one.
I don't. Fuck that.
It was like this. It was like it must have been. I can't tell. This is like the hardest troll or not a troll ever.
Troll or not a troll.
It's so hard to tell because it looks like some
I'll
13-year-old.
say troll right away. You always say troll.
Some angsty 13-year-old emo goth kid
Yeah.
tried to make this it was like this really poorly drawn black hedgehog with like the spike wristbands.
I think I know. I think I've seen
and
this.
like
Oh,
and
man.
like battle scars, like you were saying, he's
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
and it's like this is so and so the hedgehog. He doesn't like his dad.
Yeah.
And his powers include running fast and being able to beat up that jerk Bobby at middle school.
Yeah,
Or something like that. I wish I could find it so I could read it.
I fucking love
My
that.
favorite thing.
I'll be right back. I need to read something.
My favorite
Oh,
thing.
okay.
My favorite thing ever is
And he's gone. This is our podcast now.
My favorite thing ever is the one that inspired the actual joke.
Yeah?
It's a crayon drawing of Sonic. It's just so.
Oh, that
so
stupid one?
Just gotta go fast.
Oh, I know that
I want
one,
to make
yeah.
that like my computer background, my Facebook picture, everything.
Oh, I do love that picture.
I'm just gonna implant my opinion again, but like,
Go ahead.
That's why you're
honestly-
fucking here.
okay. So like, as far as like just Sonic as a franchise, there's plenty of games where you go fast.
Right.
You've got racing games like F-Zero, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know, Star Fox. You go fast.
Yeah.
Except the real thing that made Sonic what it is
Oh, Christ.
is that it was just extremely overpopularized as a competitor to Mario.
That's true.
Okay,
And when
yeah.
it first started,
Which,
and
in my
Sega-
honest opinion,
Sega
it didn't
created
really
the-
live up to that
No, it
because
it didn't.
It wasn't quite didn't quite hit the
Sega
mark.
created Sonic and decided we gotta go with this. This is
all-
what we
that's
have.
all
to
we
do.
have.
This is what we
I
gotta do.
absolutely hate
We have that in Super
Mario
Monkey Ball.
games.
Yeah.
Mario games before, well, Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo and Mario 64.
Yeah.
I don't like playing the side scroll. I don't see the. Maybe that's because Sonic did move faster on the screen.
Possibly.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So, yeah.
And then Clement brought up, the great Clement on YouTube brought up a great thing.
He's
where
great.
Great! Fucking Canadians over in the house. Where he said, the thing is, this isn't Mario where you're saving princesses like that loser Mario does. And I'm not calling Mario a loser. Sega was calling Mario a loser.
Because Sega does what Nintendo don't.
It does.
Which is such a
But Genesis is, but,
not even
what is it?
grammatically correct
But
either.
Nintendo is what Genesis isn't.
That was even worse. I said, the ad they had for that, where it's like, here's some sports games for the Sega Genesis. I was like, Buster Douglas boxing. He
Buster
only beat Mike
Douglas?
Tyson once.
Lee Trevino's fighting goal.
No, they had just a bunch of titles like that, and it was like, these are terrible sports
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
There were no good sports games before,
Madden.
yeah,
Yeah.
before the N64 for sure.
NHL.
So,
So you have
I
there
wanna talk
what
about
appears
this.
to be the Sonic Heroes.
this is the Sonic Heroes booklet.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because there are 12 plus Eggman characters in the game.
So 13.
And Metal Sonic, yeah.
And Metal Sonic. But he doesn't really have a bio. All these have bios.
Yeah.
I
What
want to
about
read
them?
to you Sonic's bio and Eggman's bio.
Okay.
Because they're the only funny ones.
Sonic Hero.
I'm gonna read it like Aaron.
We stop trying.
I'm gonna read it like Aaron's making fun
Let's
of
show him
people.
let's show him the real power of team. I hate the voice acting in that
bunch
game.
of poopy ass dicks covered
Dan
in
Green.
semen.
The world's fastest supersonic hedgehog, unrivaled in speed, returns once more. Always a drifter, Sonic goes wherever the wind takes him, and lives life according to his own rules rather than the standards of those around him. He's basically easygoing, but when he gets fired up over injustice, his anger explodes with surprising consequences. Always at the receiving end of this aggression is his arch enemy, Dr. Eggman.
And then he
whose
runs.
fiendish ploys to take over the world are constantly being foiled by Sonic. Save the world is a nice distraction, but Sonic is soon off to find his next adventure.
So
And then he runs.
they're painting
My God.
him. That manual painted him
He's also 15 years old.
as a wandering superhero hobo. It just shows up to foil Eggman's plot.
And that's it.
He's like, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
This one, the Eggman one, is even stranger than that.
Oh, okay.
As his name implies, Dr. Eggman is a doctor that looks like an egg.
We're off to a great start.
He's a doctor that looks like Jeff's cat.
As well as having an unfeasibly high IQ of 300. Eggman is a romanticist, a feminist, and a self-professed gentleman.
I love the Eggman background. I really do.
Sadly, his charms are often difficult to spot through the abominable laughter that accompanies his maniacal declarations of world domination. Sonic is always finding ways to stop his diabolical plots. But as with all great arch enemies, Eggman now sees Sonic as more of a rival than a threat.
He'll have to give himself a promotion.
I'll have to give myself a promotion!
It really sounds like a 12-year-old wrote those.
I know.
His IQ 300.
Yeah, it's like the Alakazam Pokemon bio where it's like it has an IQ of 1,000.
They've kept that fact going throughout.
And he
all
hates
the
his
games,
dad.
all the games, but you really can't see the IQ. And I'm going to strap some drills and shit to my pod, and I'm going to fly it through. As a fan of the old games, I'll still admit they're fucking ridiculous and off the walls.
Yeah.
I was just gonna be a dick and be like, okay, let me compute everybody's favorite games. Seriously.
And
I also
systematically
think it's
tear them
funny
down.
how
BioShock is overrated as fuck. Yeah.
it was at the time.
Hey, Crash Bandicoot sucks ball. Like, just come
He
on.
kind of does. I'm sorry.
Alright. That's your opinion, I don't care.
Yeah. What do
I
we
like
got
Crash
opinions?
Bandicoot, but
Why
that's
was
my
I
opinion.
BioShock?
don't
BioShock's
know.
great, but I'm not like... I don't get a hard-on from BioShock.
I don't know what game you do get a hard one for.
Marvel?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, Marvel.
Mega Man.
I also like
can't
how...
tell. I can't.
Yeah, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom.
I also
can't tear
like
that
how
down, really.
everybody,
Damn right.
everybody in here, they say what their ages are, and it's a little disturbing.
It is, isn't it?
For example, Amy Rose is 12. Rouge the Bat, you know the bat with tits?
Yeah.
17.
She's
Isn't Tails
only
like
17.
Tails is like 9.
Tails is 8.
Tails is 8. Okay.
Cream the Rabbit. Who the fuck is Cream the Rabbit?
She's on Amy's team, the Flyer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't.
I know, I like this game, I know,
Yeah.
that was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't she have a little child named Cookie?
No, cheese.
Cheese, that's what it
They're
is.
looking for chocolate.
I was close, yeah. What?
They're looking for the Cheese's brother, Chocola.
Yeah. Yep.
I hate Sonic and everything about him.
Rolls his evil Sonic ride never stops.
But no, I actually do like this game. Though
Sonic Riders, there's another terrible game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
this game is the only Sonic game that I like, and I mentioned everybody who came into my stream and saw me playing this was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you playing this?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I like this game.
It's
It's
not
fun."
really a bad game if you play the Team Sonic or Team Dark.
I played
The ones
Team,
that
I
the
played
ones that-
Team Rose because it was easy,
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's just the
which
fact
was a
that-
mistake,
Just the fact,
by the way.
Yeah, just the fact that you have to play through the story 4 times again. Brain Scratch
Yeah.
talked about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's
too.
there are
not
two
cool.
things I don't like about this game. Number one, it is press forward the game. Number two, Jesus Christ voice acting.
Yeah. Voice acting's been... I mean, even Sonic and Sonic Adventure, looking back at it, it's like, I love when it went to 3D, but shit, the voice acting... Is it that hard to find good voices?
I'm gonna
Hire me, somebody!
Now, as far as Sonic
Who are
fan
you going
goes,
to play?
I don't know.
Tails?
And Sonic...
Maybe Tails? Hey guys!
Alright.
Hey, Sonic, we need...
What's the
I'm a
crocodile?
smart shit.
Vector.
Yeah, Vector.
Just sound like a...
Find the computer room!
Find the computer room! Just be like, oh...
There's a guy who does
Oh.
YouTube poops. That's his name. Find the computer room.
I want to be...
The very best.
Big the cat.
What?
Do Big the Cat. Oh, Jesus.
No, Big the Cat was
is
done by the...
horrible.
Big the Cat was done by the same guy in Adventure who did Duke
Amy?
Nukem.
Oh, wow.
Who did what?
Duke Nukem.
Oh, good lord.
They make fun of it on Brain Scratch all the time. They're like, in Big's voice, I'm gonna rip off your neck and shit down your neck.
Big the Cat's voice is almost as annoying as Cream the Rabbit's because
Froggy.
they didn't get
I got that one down.
they got a kid to
Oh, the
do
most-
Tails' voice, but
Yeah,
they
and then
didn't.
then he got older, and then they had his brother do it on
They
Adventure.
didn't. They got a kid to do Tails' voice, but they didn't get a kid to do Cream's voice, and Cream is younger, so it's like this woman trying to do a very high-pitched
Yeah.
voice and failing.
Oh my god.
And goddamn, Big the Cat is just, there's something there.
It's like, it's like
Shut up!
it sounds
to power formation.
it sounds to me like Will Sasso's Randy Newman.
Oh, here comes the song.
You go,
The song from Toy Story.
It's a bug, got a bug, how that buzz, do do do.
Man, this song
piano needs a tuning.
Fucking Duke Nukem was a ripoff too of Ash from Evil Dead.
I know, right?
Every action movie star ever.
Yeah.
It's all about Ash from Evil Dead, isn't it?
Never seen that movie.
When that remake,
Plants. There are plants.
when that remake game,
There you go.
when that remake game came out, not the remake, the Duke Nukem that was in development for 12 years.
Yeah.
What a fucking disappointment.
That's what you got after 12 years?
You guys like smoking meth for 12 years?
Well, they kept rebooting it because like system quality kept getting better, and they're like, we can rebuild it.
But here's the thing: they made it
Bigger,
for like
faster, stronger.
Yeah, they made it Duke Nukem for it's like as if it was a '90s fucking extreme era.
Exactly.
Still, you know?
Yeah, your time passed, and you didn't account for that.
The '90s were a weird era of. I was watching like the old. Speaking of video game nerd, watching the old. It's like Turbo and Extreme. These were the buzzwords on consoles back.
Swood.
Oh, you know what my favorite... Okay, this is a really stupid thing to say, but you know what my favorite part of Sonic Heroes is?
Blast process.
Well, yeah, there is that. There's a part in the very last level when you're playing Team Rose. It sounded like the voice actor who did Amy. It sounded like they did that was their last line that they had to record, and she only has to say "Here we are," and she goes, "Here we are." Like, okay, all right. Clearly, this was the last day of recording.
The end of the day.
Here we are.
Come on, if we get through this one, if you give me this one, we'll all go out for pizza.
There was
Welcome to Sonic Team. We make games, I think. All right.
There was. You remember the Metal Sonic transformation? It's like, all right, yeah, go ahead and go to the kitchen. Maybe cook yourself some dinner. Call some debt collection agencies. You got about an hour of transformation. It goes for like 5 minutes and just like Transformers. It's gonna be like robots in disguise.
They do have some really good music in that game, though. I have to say.
Sonic always had really good music.
Is it bright?
JonTron hit the nail on the head though. When
That's
he's
not even the worst.
Just stop making games.
That's not even the worst song from that, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rolling
Diamond in the
around
Sky.
At the speed of sound.
Diamond in the Sky. I'll give you guys the album. Sonic.
Yeah.
You want to lose faith in humanity?
JonTron in his Sonic R video hit the nail on the head with that one, where he said, "Listen to this fucking music. Does this work like anywhere else?" And then it was like, I think The Legend of Zelda or something like that, where he's like running through Hyrule Field. Can you feel the sunshine? No, this is terrible.
Apparently, she has a really good voice. Well, I was watching one of the Gareth, his channel, and him and his people played it, and they're like, no, apparently she has a really good voice, and she sung "Can You Feel the Sunshine" live, and it sounded great. No, yeah, she's just giving super shitty lyrics to sing.
Yeah,
you can't fix it.
Can we stop shitting on Sonic now, though?
Can we?
It's been like 20
last
minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah. It's that time again.
Yeah. You gotta wrap.
Time for stupid ads.
It's time. No, it's Q&A.
This is like the longest show we've done in a while.
Well, let's go to the Q&A box, and we're done. We have none.
Hey guys, just want to know. Yeah.
Well, for everybody here at Groupcast,
Well, on that bombshell, good night.
good night, everybody. I'm Ringo Starr.
Yeah, baby.
Look, guys, I wrote a song.
Paul's been dead this whole time, everybody.
I've heard such things.
I've read the rumors.
Yep. All right, cut the fucking audio. It's over.
Say good night, everybody.
Fuck it,
Night,
we'll do it
everybody.
live.
All right.